stopping by. My name is Sarah from Traditions Homestead. And you know, it's been a really long time since we've done an update on our garden. Last time we did a garden update, Kevin showed you around. We have been working so hard since we started our new homestead here in the Missouri Ozarks to get our gardens ready for this year's planting. Last year we didn't have a garden. We didn't have one in Phoenix either, so it was super important for us to get gardens started here. We are dying to get our hands dirty. So I want to start over here by 3 of our raised bed gardens and show you what we've got planted and what we have started. So come along. One of our primary enemies for our gardens this year is rabbits, deer, raccoons, any other kinds of varmints that are going to get in and eat our produce. So we are using electric netting to keep them out so far. We have decided to use electric netting this year at least because we're not sure if we're going to expand these in the future, and permanent dedicated fencing is expensive, and if we need to rip it out and redo it and reformulate and refigure, it's going to be a headache and we're going to be pretty angry with ourselves, and ultimately we probably won't get that done. So we've got some electric netting here so far, and it's doing really well for us. Our first raised bed garden over here is going to be dedicated for herbs. I have a lot of herbs planted, or have the intention of planting a lot of herbs this year. This triangular garden is going to be mostly what you would consider Italian herbs. Not everything is planted so far. I have some baby plants in here that I planted in the house, started them from seed. We've also gotten a couple plants from neighbors that wanted to share, which we're super excited about. So things like thyme, rosemary, oregano, sweet marjoram, sage. We're not going to put basil in here because we're going to use it in other parts of the gardens where they can be companion plants. I'm also working in a little bit of flowers in here, edible flowers, beautiful flowers. I've got some sweet William and some zinnias planted. I haven't quite finished planting in here. I have a lot of seeds in the house that would be best to start outdoors rather than indoors, so I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit and then we'll get those started. But that is the first of our herb gardens. We're getting those going. This garden over here is primarily things that are good to start in the cold weather. We've got our first planting of beets. Beets I've done in 2 sections. This one is coming up really well. Pretty soon I need to get in there and thin. I don't generally thin all at one time because I like to pull them and throw them in our salads, or cook them down, or pull one out and fill in a bare spot. As you can see in this area, I'm not sure if it's a water flow issue, if the rain comes down and didn't allow these seeds to germinate, but I have some bare spots here, and it's very possible that when I thin some of these bigger plants, I can transplant them to kind of cover some of the bare spots. So I have that yet to do. In the second planting of beets, you can see I don't have any straw here yet. In this section, I've decided to plant seeds first in rows, and then after they become big enough, I'll backfill with straw. If you have not seen my blog posting about covering your soil, covering your dirt with some kind of mulch, be it wood mulch or straw or hay or something like that, it is so important for the soil to be covered. If you take a look at the bare soil here, you can see that there are cracks forming in the soil. That's because the water from the rain and from me watering evaporates so quickly when you don't have a covering on it. Also, it keeps the weeds out, and in general, it's just so much better for the soil. It keeps it cool in the summer's heat. I'll just take an opportunity to show you the difference between how dry this is. We've had a lot of rain. This soil shouldn't be very dry. In the areas where it's covered, Look at how moist that is. And to be honest with you, there's maybe a ½ an inch of straw on top of that. So the straw, ½ an inch or so, makes such a difference just to keep that moisture in the soil and keep your plants healthy. Okay, so that's the beets. Next over here, we've got turnips. Cold weather plants. They germinate in the cold weather. I didn't have to start them in the house. They're doing amazingly. In fact, I need to thin these as well. Turnip greens are awesome eaten like collard greens. You can fry them up in a pan, you can boil them first, add some bacon fat, add some salt. Some people add vinegar. They're amazing. They're very healthy for you. So when we thin these out, we'll probably cook some up. Some of the bigger turnips I might pull out and sell at the farmer's market, make some of my money back. Next after that, these are rutabagas. Rutabagas are going to take longer. They take just a lot longer to grow. So we've got those going. Turnips are very fast. So that's our cold weather garden. And we have a volunteer peony bush that came up from one of the previous owners. We let that go. And this so far is basically our salad garden. We have a really great heirloom mix of leaf lettuce here. We also have spinach. We have onions from a friend. Down the middle is our very first opportunity to grow asparagus. So this year we're just letting them grow, and probably next year we'll let them grow too. And then when they become big enough, we'll start harvesting them. But for this year and probably next year, we won't be harvesting them. These both grow, the spinach and the lettuce grow very well in the cool weather. At the end here though, we have some things that need a little bit warmer weather to get started. We've got Swiss chard on this side with some radishes that are just gonna come up real quick. I'll pull them out before the Swiss chard gets big. And then on the other side, we have collard greens getting started. So that's it for these 3 raised bed gardens. I want to take you over to our area with 4 more raised bed gardens and our big in-ground garden. So come along. Okay, well now we're in our bigger garden area where we have 4 raised bed gardens here. We have a large in-ground garden behind us. And we also run some of our rabbit tractors through here. They do a lot of the yard maintenance and lawn clipping for us, and then we get free feed for them. They love it out here. So in our first in-ground garden here, it's actually not planted yet. We will be planting popcorn here. In the meantime, I have the soil is still bare. Once I plant, I will put down some straw in here, but in the meantime, this is a wild edible. It is called lamb's quarters, and it tastes a lot kind of like lettuce and spinach. We eat it in our salads. We saw that a bunch of it was coming up, and we figured, hey, you know, until we plant our corn, why not get some edibles, get some opportunity here to eat some things and add it to our salad. So that's what we have going on right now. Most people would just chuck those suckers out of there like they're weeds. Next up, we have kohlrabi. Our family loves kohlrabi. And it should save very well in the refrigerator, or it would save well in your cold storage. So we are hoping to get a great harvest out of that this spring. We'll plant again in the fall so that we can reap the rewards of that one more time this season. Here you can see bare soil again. I have planted carrots, and I'm waiting until they come up big enough that I can then go through here and put straw. We've got some weeds coming up that we'll have to battle until we get the straw down. But some of them are getting big, but some of them are just germinating. So we're gonna wait a little bit longer and then come back and top these off with a ground cover. So that's that garden. We have 2 more gardens over here. At some point in the future, you may see a 5th garden here. We just haven't gotten to that point. In this garden, we are growing primarily potatoes. They are doing great. I'm so excited. We've hilled them once, and then I plastered them with a bunch of straw. I'm going to come back through here, and I'm going to plant in between these rows. I'm going to plant basil on one side, We've got standard basil, Genovese basil, and we've got a purple basil I'm going to plant in here. And then in the other row, I'm going to plant, it's coriander, and it's called cilantro when it's a live plant. So we're going to plant that. And the reason why is because they are companion plants. If you don't know much about companion plants, there's an opportunity to plant certain plants together, and they have a great relationship and make each other grow better. And that's why we're planting basil and coriander or cilantro in here to help these potatoes. So that's what we have going on over here. This garden looks like there's absolutely nothing in there, but this is going to be another herb garden. I have a little bit of lemon balm in here. On the ends, I'm going to be growing calendula. I have them seeded already. In the middle, I have dill planted seed right now. It hasn't germinated yet. And then, you know, it's just up in the air so far as to what else I'm going to plant in there, but I've got a ton of seed in the house and everything's going to get planted. So that's those for the rest of our raised bed gardens. And so after that, we have our big in-ground garden. We have quite a bit of this planted already. It's the end of April. We still have May 1st planting. We still have May 15 planting here in southern Missouri. You can see that we've got a couple different areas of kind of trellis, if you will. We've got some hoop trellis here with cattle panels, and we've got some standard cattle panels just straight up. You're going to see some melons in here, and we've got birdhouse gourds we're going to be trying this year. We're going to be trying some cantaloupe, some butternut squash, some watermelons, something over here I can't remember the name of. But green beans on this side, peas are already starting to come up. We've got a lot, we've got big plans for this garden this year. Eggplant, zucchini, all kinds of stuff. Tomatoes, we're getting things set up for our tomatoes, onions, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, sweet potatoes, cucumbers, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're busy doing. We've got, like I said before, we have netting, electric netting around here, really to keep out our chickens, to keep out rabbits, to keep out raccoons, the deer. We've got a lot of wildlife around here that will love to eat from our garden, but we want to eat from our garden. So, you know, we really appreciate you stopping by. That's our garden update for now. It's early spring. Some things are growing, some things haven't even been planted yet. But we're super excited. And thanks so much for following us. Thanks for stopping by to see how things are going in our garden. I hope you're planting a garden this year because it's important for you and your family. So, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our blog. We're writing every week different blogs. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest soon to come. And just stick with us. We really appreciate it. And have a great day. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. And also follow us at our blog at livingtraditionsHomestead.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.